Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Brian. Welcome back to the channel, The Hall of Gains. I am your National Academy of Sports Medicine certified personal trainer and nutrition coach. And today, I want to tackle the whole PewDiePie situation. Now, I remember a few months ago when the whole PewDiePie situation, when that was like kind of brought up, and I don't know why I didn't really cover it because I don't know, it just didn't really strike my fancy, I guess, but it's been brought up again in the last few days of PewDiePie and if his transformation is natural or not. And I understand. If you don't know the stuff that I know, if you're not into fitness, if you're not into the literature and the studies, then yeah, maybe you won't know if PewDiePie is natural or not. And technically, okay, I'll just say he is natural, but it is possible that he's not. It's just incredibly unlikely that he's on any performance enhancing drugs. So basically, I went and watched his old video, and then I saw his new post. And guys, he's natural. It's just normal progressive gains. So I just wanted to make this video and explain to you guys why this is a completely natural transformation. It's a good transformation. PewDiePie looks really good, and I think it's great that he's setting a good example for his how many 100 million subscribers now or whatever. I didn't even check when I saw, but yeah, he is 100%, or I'll say 99.9% natural, because technically it could be, but whatever. So I'm just gonna show a few images and go over the stuff, because I'm a personal trainer. I look into literature. I know a decent amount of performance enhancing drugs and how much that can enhance you, but this is 100% completely possible transformation. And so let's just start off with where PewDiePie starts off with his recent transformation. This picture is taken like 8 months before his initial transformation photo. You can see here, PewDiePie, he's not fat. He just isn't that lean. He isn't small either. You can see that he is not a tiny, frail guy. He has some weight to him. He has some fat, and he's got some muscle underneath it. Now, then you look at the progress picture from a couple months later, because in the video he said he trained hard for 2 months. And if you look at it, it's a good transformation, but it's not all muscle. In fact, in PewDiePie's video, it literally proves exactly what I was thinking as I was watching it, is that PewDiePie was just doing body recomposition, which means he is losing fat and gaining muscle at the same time. And he basically admits to it, because he said he's dieting now, he cut out alcohol, and so yeah, this is what PewDiePie did in those 2 months. He lost weight, and he probably put on a bit of muscle. Now,
but the next thing, which is very important, and people always say that it's important, but then they just ignore it anyway. But it is equally important, because when you're lifting weight, you're only burning so many calories, no matter how heavy of an exercise. You don't really lose weight when lifting weights, ironically. You have to change your diet if you want to lose body fat. And probably the biggest difference for me was cutting out alcohol, which is something I talked about before. I'd say maybe a year ago, I quit alcohol for the first time. As you guys know, I like my whiskey too much. I like my whiskey too much, which was not healthy. I didn't feel good about it, so I quit alcohol completely, and I did that for a couple months, and I felt, hey, great.
I would assume he was probably on at least a 500 to 750 calorie deficit, if not even higher. And then if he started a new diet, it'd be way less carbs, so it'd be even more. So I wouldn't be surprised in those 2 months if he lost like 8 to 12 pounds, and most of that being fat, and then maybe put on a pound or two. He actually could have put on a few more. Now, this is another thing that I need to talk about, is muscle memory. Now, if you put on muscle and then for some reason you lose it, either you get injured and you can't work out anymore, or if you just stop working out, the muscle nuclei retains that. That's why people use muscle memory. So let's say, for example, if you were 200 pounds of muscle, but then you got injured and you went down to 180 pounds, gaining that 20 pounds of muscle would be way quicker than once you get back up to 200, it's going to slow down again. So if you reach a certain level of musculature, the muscle nuclei will basically remember that, and therefore it will speed up the process to regain said muscle. So PewDiePie doing a body recomposition, normally in a 2-month period, you could maybe put on 1 to 3 pounds of muscle at most, if you're like a noob, especially naturally, but he could have had double to 3 times that rate, because it's the muscle gains, or the muscle memory, the muscle nuclei remembering it, because he says in his video from months ago when this whole thing first blew up that he had worked out for a year and put on muscle, and then he stopped because he basically got sick and then never worked out again. So that's a year of musculature that he probably gained back rapidly because of him doing the body recomposition and training right and eating right again. He said that before he didn't eat enough protein, now he does. Now he's on a clean diet, and now he trains harder, better, and smarter. And so when you pair that up, this body transformation is completely realistic to get naturally within a couple of months. Because, like I said, what happens here, what happened in this first initial transformation is mainly fat loss. If you lose fat, you look more muscular, even if you didn't put on any muscle whatsoever. That's just how it works. If you lower your body fat percentage, that means you're a higher muscle percentage. So that's what, honestly, I go through some of the same things. I don't think I look like I'm on performance-enhancing drugs, but some people will actually, generally ask if I am, which I guess I take as a compliment. And even though logically it makes no sense because I'm losing weight, I'm getting smaller, and I'm getting weaker, kind of, because I'm on such a big diet, and it's been for a long period of time, so it's hard to maintain progressive overload. So usually if you're on PEDs, you can be in a diet and still progressively overload and get stronger. Whereas for me, I'm really struggling with that. So I'm going to change up my training, adding in more calories, all of that. But if you just lose weight, you look more muscular. So people will think you've put on muscle even if you just lost fat. So that's what's kind of happening with PewDiePie here is he did the body recomposition. Now, yes, I would say he probably did put on a few pounds of muscle, especially with the muscle memory. And then he's also training right. But it's probably mainly the weight and fat loss that makes PewDiePie look like this is a crazy transformation. And it is a good transformation, but it's not what you think it is. And then basically now we have to go to what now he looks like. This is like his most recent image, and it looks great. He looks even better than he did 4 months ago. But remember, this is a 4-month transformation now. He could have lost, even if it's just a light diet, of a 250 calorie deficit. That's half a pound a week. 4 months is what? 16 weeks? That's another 8 pounds of fat. And then he could have put on another maybe 1 to 3 pounds of muscle. That's a huge difference. If you lose 8 pounds of fat and put on 1 to 3 pounds of muscle, you're going to look way better, especially at his height and weight, because he's already not overweight or over obese in any sense. So if he's already at that level from 4 months ago, and then you lose some more fat and put on a little bit of muscle, you're going to look even better. Basically, what you guys need to realize is the smaller you are, the more you're going to tell if you gain or lose weight. So, for example, when I was 360 pounds, a 20 pound, going from down to 340, didn't look nearly as a difference as from even just a 10 pound difference from 230 to 220, or 240 to 230. So when I was 240, just dropping to 230 looked as a bigger difference than dropping 20 pounds from 340 to 360. So the smaller you are, the bigger difference losing or gaining weight will be, because it's just how percentages work. So another thing that people need to realize here is that lighting is everything. Lighting changes so much. A good angle, good lighting, good picture changes everything. So now I'm 228 pounds. You could easily take a picture from January. Actually, no, that's probably a lie. Maybe March, when I was down to like 270, 265. A good day, good lighting, good angle, versus a bad picture of me now, even though that's a 40 to 45 pound difference. You could find a picture of me 40 to 45 pounds fatter, looking better because of lighting. So PewDiePie also has really good lighting in this. Now, there's nothing wrong with using good lighting, because it's not, it's technically not cheating. It's not altering pictures. It's not being on performance-enhancing drugs. It's the lighting looks better. I don't think there's anything wrong with using great lighting. It's not that deceptive. It's not like the ladies using the Snapchat filters. So yeah, PewDiePie, this is a completely natural transformation. I would probably bet money that it's a natural transformation. Now, you'd have to look and see that this is a risk, because performance-enhancing drugs are generally illegal in most places. So I'd assume it's very likely legal, and that'd be a huge risk for him. Now, could he afford it? The purchasing of it? Yeah, he's PewDiePie. But also, he doesn't, need it. He just did a body recomposition. He probably lost 10 to 15 pounds, maybe more of fat, and put on like 5 to 8 pounds of muscle in the last 6 months. Yeah, it's been 6 months. And remember, it's completely achievable because he already had that 1 year of his original newbie gains as muscle memory. So he would, for the first few months, he had an enhanced rate of putting on musculature. So 100% totally practical that he did this naturally. I would say that this is a natural transformation. So people are just giving him too much crap. No, PewDiePie, he's natural. He just very likely is. He looks really good now, so that's very good. I'm very glad because he has such huge sway on a moderately young audience, so hopefully they will follow suit because a healthier America, or I guess he's not even American, but a lot of Americans do watch him, but a healthier world is great because, the people they're going to live longer if they're in better shape. It's a lesser drain on the economy if people are in better shape. So, glad that that's a great role model that PewDiePie is now doing. So, that being said, that's pretty much it for the video, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below. Also, link below in the description to my personal training website where you can hire me as an online personal trainer. So if you want to get in really good shape, peace out, everybody.